This is what rappers really think of XXXTentacion. Let us start with one of the artists who had nothing but good stuff to say about XXXTentacion, but unfortunately also passed away mysteriously barely a year later, Juice Wrld. The late rapper from Chicago was not only a close friend and collaborator of XXX, but also a big fan of his music. In an interview with Billboard in 2018, Juice Wrld spoke highly of the late artist, saying, "I think he was a legend in the making. He was innovative and he was himself. He was unapologetically himself. And I feel like that's the most important thing in music." Juice Wrld also praised XXXTentacion's ability to connect with his audience through his music, saying, "He touched people in a way where they felt like he was speaking directly to them." Despite some controversy surrounding XXXTentacion's past actions, Juice Wrld was a firm believer in separating the art from the artist, stating, "I don't condone anything that he did in his past, but I'm not going to sit here and act like his music didn't touch me. His music touched me in a way that not a lot of music can." But when it comes to Drizzy, the relationship with X was pretty complicated, although the two had little contact. It's been a roller coaster ride of drama and accusations in the world of hip-hop, with the recent trial of XXXTentacion's alleged killers throwing another A-list musician into the mix, Drake. Apparently, Drake and XXXTentacion had a rocky relationship that involved some heated back and forth and allegations of musical plagiarism. The tension was so high that Drake was even ordered to testify in court via Zoom after X reportedly said, "If anybody kills me, it's Drake," in a 2018 social media post, which he later claimed was the result of his account being hacked. Despite all this drama, Drake had never publicly spoken about the late rapper until he connected with fellow artist Ski Mask the Slump God after XXXTentacion's passing. According to Ski Mask, Drake actually had a lot of respect for XXXTentacion's music, but not much else was revealed about their relationship. When asked about XXXTentacion by DJ Who Kid, 50 Cent confessed that he wasn't really familiar with the late rapper's music. However, he did have some strong opinions on the media coverage surrounding XXX's death. What really pissed off 50 was the way some media outlets were ignoring XXXTentacion's musical achievements due to his legal issues. In fact, some of these outlets only started showing the rapper love after his death, which didn't sit well with 50 at all. This is what 50 had to say.
It's sad because he's young. He's a young, kid. He's just really getting off into his career, really. In a lot of places, he had a #1 album, but they wouldn't cover it because of his legal issues. You know, and you see Spotify switch up, now they jump go back to putting this out of here with that shit, man. I'm like, man, take my off of your flavor.
Denzel Curry and XXX were homies, and they even lived together at the ULT house in Florida. In his interviews, Denzel has given us some dope insights on the late rapper, but when he stopped by the Breakfast Club, he went all out and gave us the real deal on X's evolution. Denzel broke it down like this.
There was different eras of X. There is like black hair era, like when he just had regular hair. When I met him, he was just coming up, just doing his thing, just coming up, just making music, you know what I mean? Then you had the blonde and black era, when he had the half blonde, half black hair. And that's when, when all the crazy stuff started happening with the allegations, with, the trial, the shows, the riots, the Rob Stowe situation, just everything. Then it went to the transition where he was white-haired X, where he first got the tree in the middle of his forehead. That was like his evolving state. And then it went to Indigo X. He described it as Indigo X. When we talked, the last time we talked, he said the reason why he changed his hair and tried to, do things differently is because, like, he just felt like he understood how it was being a bad person and how easy it was. And he was just like, I want to change, you know what I mean?
J. Cole, the Dreamville rapper, had a deep conversation with XXXTentacion during an extensive FaceTime call. The two homies vibed on a whole nother level for 3 hours straight. XXX had mad respect for Cole's skills, but he also acknowledged that he had to step up his game. He was praising me while also saying he was going to achieve whatever it is he felt that I had, Cole recalls. Cole revealed the details in an interview with Billboard, saying his management reached out to LB and asked if he could FaceTime me or call me. It was a super intensive conversation. He left a mark on me, just as a person. Cole acknowledged that while he recognized XXX's artistic brilliance, the young rapper had his own struggles to overcome. I've dealt with mentally ill people in my life before, many of them. And right away, I noticed that this kid is super passionate and smart, but I could also see that he was so deep in his mind, reflected Cole. Despite the disturbing allegations of abuse that XXX was facing, Cole still felt empathetic towards the young rapper. I'm gonna be sympathetic to a kid who has clearly been through so much that he inflicted this on someone else, he said. After XXXTentacion's death, Cole took to Twitter to express his condolences. He wrote, "This got me R.I.P. X. Enormous talent and limitless potential, and a strong desire to be a better person. God bless his family, friends, and fans." When XXXTentacion passed away, Kanye West took to Twitter to pay his respects to the late rapper. "Rest in peace," Yeezy tweeted. "I never told you how much you inspired me when you were here. Thank you for existing." Some people thought that Kanye was doing too much by showing love to XXX after he died, especially since he didn't show much support for him while he was still alive. But then, Yeezy stepped up to design a shirt for the posthumous XXXTentacion clothing line. So, you know he was serious about his condolences. But Yeezy didn't stop there. He also hopped on a track from XXX posthumous album Skins called 1 Minute, where he seemed to be defending XXX against the accusations of abuse he was facing before his untimely death. Ye spits, "Now your name is tainted by the claims they painted. The defendant is guilty. No one blames the plaintiff." The lyrics make it seem like Kanye West was well aware of the abuse allegations that were thrown at XXXTentacion, and he still wanted to show his support for the late rapper. It seems that he also has a soft spot for his boy X. Kendrick Lamar wasn't shy about his love for XXX's music. Following the release of XXX's 2017 album 17, Kendrick took to Twitter to express his admiration for the project. He encourages fans to give it a listen, saying, "Listen to this album if you feel anything. Raw thoughts." It was clear that Kendrick was a fan of the young rapper's raw, emotional style. When Spotify decided to yank XXXTentacion's music from their playlist due to their hate content and hateful conduct policy, just like 50, Kendrick wasn't having it. He was quick to voice his frustration with the streaming giant, showing his support for the late rapper. He argued that the move was hypocritical, pointing out that several other artists on Spotify had also been accused of abusive behavior, but were still featured on the platform. Kodak Black and XXXTentacion were tight, man. They cooked up a dope track called Wrld in Peace, and it's still banging to this day. But their bond ran deeper than just music. Kodak recently revealed in an interview with 1035 The Beat that XXX had tried to warn him about the negative consequences of his choices. "He was hollering at me right before I went to jail in January," Kodak said. He was like,
"Oh, you got like demons around you. Like you were just lacing me like by homeboys, just by how I need to move and stuff like that."
It's clear that XXX cared about Kodak and wanted to see him succeed, and Kodak respected him for it. In fact, Kodak was one of the few artists who spoke out in support of XXX after his death. "It's sad to see another young black man lose his life to senseless violence," Kodak wrote on Instagram. "We need to stop this shit." Lil Uzi Vert may not have collaborated with XXX in the booth, but he definitely had respect for the fallen Floridian. After attending his memorial service, Uzi gave a shout out to XXX, proclaiming him as his only competition.
"That was like my only competition. Every time I dropped, he dropped, or every time he dropped, I dropped. And he either go number one or I go number one."
He declared on the stage before queuing up "Look at Me" in tribute. But Lil Uzi Vert's respect for XXX didn't end there. He expressed interest in launching a foundation to honor the late rapper, taking to Twitter to make his intentions known. "I don't care if you didn't know him. He is a part of the hip-hop rock community. I need help from celebrities. Please," he wrote, urging others to support the cause. "Trust me, this fun foundation will be for all young entertainers and young men and women that died from gun violence. Think about your family's future. I know I am. We could buy chains and watches and cars. We also can donate and give in support." Given a long and highly personal history between Ski Master Slump God and XXXTentacion, there is a wealth of material to draw from. The pair originally met while in a juvenile detention center and went on to become fast friends, frequently working together and holding it down as a team in interviews throughout their musical ascent. They collaborated on songs like Take a Step Back and H2O and remained close, even though Ski made an effort to distance himself in order to be viewed as his own artist. Ski told Complex that X's death partially inspired him to try new musical styles on his debut studio album.
I guess a big part of what what I can say gave me the confidence is, which is sad to say, is X passing. It just told me that I had to step up a lot, even just in music in general, because I knew I could do it always, but I just always like sold myself short.